Hello, I'm Laura Olson. I'm the current president of the Society for the Scientific Study of Religion. And it would have been so nice to be able to present our awards in person this year, but of course, COVID and the COVID pandemic prevented that. But I'm thrilled to be here today with Michael Emerson from the University of Illinois, Chicago, who was this year the chair of the Distinguished Book Award Committee. And Michael is here to introduce the winner of that award. Thanks, Michael.
Yeah, appreciate it, Laura. So, as you may know, that the SSSR Distinguished Book Award was established to recognize the most outstanding book published by one of our members or multiple members. So for this year's award, it meant that we reviewed books that were published in 2018 and 2019. We look at the last 2 calendar years. Had a terrific committee. Let me mention their names. We had Deborah Coe from the ELCA, Eric McDaniel from the University of Texas, Philip Schwaddle from the University of Nebraska, Anna Soon from Duke University, and then I served as the chair. Together, we reviewed 42 submissions. All of them were out. Narrowed it down to the 5 finalists, and then the members all analyzed the final 5 books, and each independently selected their top 3. The top vote getter and the winner of the 2020 SSSR Book Award is Religion and Nationalism in Global Perspective by the 2 gentlemen you see here, Christopher Soper and Joel Fetzer. It was published by Cambridge University Press in 2018. Let me just give you 3 sentences to have a sense of what it's about. So it provides 3 models of how religion and nationalism can interact with each other. It gives us a highly nuanced understanding of religious nationalism. It clearly notes the diversity of how religious nationalism manifests itself. And then by doing so, the authors allow us a more transparent understanding of the phenomenon. Here's another reason that this book won. It was a very engaging book to read, really well written. One committee member said, I actually had a hard time putting it down. And another said, I found it such an engaging page turner that it kept surprising me with new understandings of the world. So let me turn it over to our award winners who can say a few words.
Well, thank you very much, Michael and Laura, and to the SSSR. I know Joel, I speak for him, say that it's truly a great honor to be recognized. In particular, I want to thank all of the members of the Book Award Committee. Having been on those committees, I know that it is a big task. And so I really appreciate the number of outstanding submissions that you read and the work that you went through. This is what the academic life needs, of course, is those of us to do service, and this is a great service to the discipline. And I'd also just like to say that, Joel and I have appreciated the work of the SSSR for many, many years. We've been in and out of it since graduate school. So we deeply appreciate that this organization is one that brings disparate fields together: sociology, religion, religious studies, and political science. And that's, I think, fundamentally why Joel and I appreciate it so much, is because that's really where we see our work, as crossing a variety of disciplines, not just narrowly tailored in political science, although that is our field. So again, thank you so much. We appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing you all in person, we hope, next year at the conference.
I just want to echo Chris's thanks, gratitude to the Society and all the people who went through all of the many books, including ours on the committee. Laura asked us to comment a little bit about how this book fits into sort of our basically career of scholarship in religion. And so I thought, slightly ironically, I might mention how this fits. We have, I wouldn't call it a lucky record, but a kind of, I don't know, evil serendipity. We have this history of picking topics when they are not at all important, or they're not perceived as being very important. And then suddenly, about the time we're about to have basically reading galleys on a book, it suddenly takes off like it's the front page of the New York Times. So The main book we published before this was on Muslims in Europe. And we started that, basically our next book after graduate school together. And I flew back from London on August 15th of 2001, having concluded all of my interviews with Muslim leaders in France, Germany, and in the UK. And then, of course, I don't recall what happened 3 weeks later. So that became incredibly important, obviously. This particular book we started about 10 years ago, this project. And, at the time, not as many people thought that nationalism and religion were particularly important, sort of in an intersection as they are now. And, things like the kind of ethnic nationalism, extremism that we've seen over the past 4 or 5 years in this country and around the world. Really, in the United States at that point, when we started 10 years ago, it was only sort of a twinkle in David Duke's eye. And so, now obviously it's incredibly important, not simply in the US, but also India, the Philippines, Russia, and so on. Everyone has someone like a very strong connection between religion and nationalism. The next book, just sort of as a public service warning, the next book we're working on is church-state history in Taiwan and Hong Kong. That we started maybe 7 years ago or so, and it should be out in 2 years-ish. So, I think Hong Kong has already taken off. Maybe you should sort of watch the Taiwan Strait for activity over the next couple of years, and that might also be equally explosive. We hope not, but our track record is not good on these questions. Yeah. So again, we're very thankful, and we look forward to continuing to work with SSSR and other scholars of religion in the future.
Thank you, Joel. Thank you, Chris, for your wonderful work, this book, but also your whole career's worth of work thus far. And thank you, Michael, for presenting this award, and to all of your committee for, as our colleagues have already mentioned, the enormous amount of work that goes into choosing the winner of this award. That's all for today on the Distinguished Book Award, and we thank you for tuning in and paying attention, and please all go out and buy Joel and Chris's book. So thank you very much.
Thank you.